What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Sector for Nerds. Today, I'm here to give you guys my thoughts on Skeleton Crew episodes 1 and 2. Before we begin, make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. Plenty of great content every single week. You definitely don't want to miss out on any of it. And make sure you guys are staying tuned every single Wednesday as I give you my thoughts on each and every episode of Star Wars Skeleton Crew. So I guess let's get into it, you guys. I'm going to start out by saying this, right? So within like the first 5 minutes or so of episode 1, I already started having the thoughts of, oh, this show isn't made for me, is it? Which I kind of had suspicions about early on anyway, is like, okay, is this going to be something that's geared more towards kids or like, I don't know. But even when watching this episode, I was like, yeah, I can kind of see where it has like the Goonies aspect, or maybe even a little bit of like a Lost in Space aspect as well, for those that have watched that series. If I'm being perfectly honest, I didn't really like the first episode at all. And I thought the second one was okay. I think there's still definitely time for me to like get invested in aspects of the show. Like I think the ending of the second episode, I was kind of like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit optimistic here for what we could be doing. But there were actually like some like things that kind of really stuck out to me that were kind of like bothering me. The planet that they were on looked a lot like, I guess, like sort of a futuristic Earth. That wouldn't have bothered me so much if there were also not places in Andor that looked like they were also on Earth. And that was like my biggest criticism. It's like of like Andor, right? Or one of my biggest criticisms is like, why does it feel like they're on Earth? They should be in a galaxy far, far away. Now, I get for the story of the Skeleton Crew, maybe that's like part of the purpose, right? Is like it is, they're setting this up to be like this, like, you know, mystical myth of a planet or something like that, right? So maybe the idea that it's like Earth has something to do with that. I don't know. But then another thing that was kind of funny too is like they had like that container that had the cereal in it. I'm like, wait a second, I have something that looks like that in my house. That shouldn't be like that. I just don't like feeling like I'm on Earth when I'm watching Star Wars. I want to be in a galaxy far, far away. But like the real big aspect that I really didn't like about this episode, and part of it isn't necessarily Star Wars' fault based on like my own PTSD, but just like I didn't like how much it's centered on school. I don't know, man. Like this episode just gave me like so much PTSD to like thinking back to like how much I hate school. There's a lot about my past that like I don't really talk about, you know, because that's not what this channel is for. This channel is meant to be about Star Wars and about escapism, not realism. And that's the whole thing with Star Wars to me, is it's meant to be escapism, not realism. And the funny thing about that here is that they took a thing that when I was in school, that would be like all I would daydream about is Star Wars, whatever it was, whether the original trilogy, the prequels, the Clone Wars, Rebels. And the thing that I would use to help escape all of the real life bullshit, they've now taken that real life aspect and put it in to the thing I fantasize about. You see the irony there? So I don't know, like this first episode, just it didn't sit well with me. Okay, here is one thing that I did find very funny about this episode. When that kid, what's his name, Wim, I think was like the main character that like wanted to be a Jedi and stuff like that. When he woke up late, I was like, okay, and he overslept. Very much Ash Ketchum vibes, and that was very funny. I got a kick out of that. I thought all the characters were fine. Like I didn't really have any problem with the characters. It was just kind of like the element that they were in. This show so far is nowhere near the level of bad that we got earlier this year. But it also made me kind of come to this realization as well that like, man, like these last couple of Star Wars projects, man, just like they haven't resonated with me. And that really sucks. Like, what was the last Star Wars project that I would have enjoyed? Like, what was the Ahsoka? Or did Bad Batch Season 3 come after that? Because then technically Bad Batch. But like, I didn't like Andor. I didn't like Tales of the Empire. Definitely didn't like The Acolyte. I'm not ready to sit here and say like, oh, this show completely sucks. Like, that's not where I'm at yet. But like within that first episode, I was like, oh my gosh, if this is all we get in this show, then this is going to be bad. But like the second episode gave me hope. that like there could be something here. The episode started out with like an Ahsoka like intro where it had like the words pop up on the screen. Solo did this exact same thing as well, where it's like telling you words of like, what's going on and talking about the pirates and stuff. And they have like this, whole pirate thing. And then there's a mutiny against the leader. So, okay, let me guess. Was Jude Law's character the one that got mutinied on? Was he this supposed leader? But then, like, that would also make me raise a bunch of questions of, like, why is a Jedi, like, a leader of pirates? I don't know. But, like, that was kind of the impression that I got, right? Like, they clearly had a mutiny against him. Surely they would have put him in prison, or if not in prison, they would have killed him. So I guess it'll be very curious to see, like, what we tackle there with that character. I did like the reveal at the end of the episode that it wasn't a temple that they were in, it was a ship, which I guess I should have saw coming based on the trailers, but I didn't. And like the end of the episode is them jumping to hyperspace. I actually like that too, where like they make the jump to hyperspace. They're showing the shot of space and they just like start inserting the credits there. Like I actually thought that was well done. The second episode, I thought it was okay. Like I didn't necessarily like it a lot, but I was like, all right, this is all right, I guess. The whole like plot of the episode, right? Like the kids drop out of hyperspace. There's like a droid on the ship. He ends up serving Fern, I believe her name is, because she like convinces the droid, I killed the captain, so I'm the captain now, and now you serve me. Did anyone else get the impression that the droid sounded more human than droid? When you listen to C-3PO, right? Like you listen to Anthony Daniels, and the voice like, I am C-3PO of human cyborg relations. And it has like that robotic sound to it. I don't know. He sounded more human. I didn't like it. The whole episode is like the kids at this spaceport, right? Like that's where they go. They try to get to the spaceport because like no one's heard of their home, or the people that have heard of it, they think of it as like this myth of like this place that has like this mythical treasure. So I assume that's eventually where this is all going to end up, right? Is back on that planet. The whole like outpost thing was kind of cool, like in the sense that I guess it kind of like did remind me of Star Wars Outlaws a little bit, because that's like something big that you can do in that game, as well as like you can go to all these like different spaceports and stuff, and you like see all these different people. So like in that aspect, I thought it was cool. I like that the droid was kicking butt there at the end. Unfortunately, he ends up getting shot and all our guys get captured. And then they try to have one of the final scenes before they show Jude Law's character is they're trying to get the rat to get the key, and it was very much like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where Yondu was trying to get Groot to get his fin. I'm interested to seeing, what Jude Law's character is all about. Now, if I'm being perfectly honest with you guys, like, I don't know Jude Law that well. I know that was like their huge selling point for this show is like, hey, go check out this Skeleton Crew show. Jude Law is going to be in it. Like, I'm going to be honest, I don't know who that is. I've never watched a show of his before, at least that I'm aware of. I don't think I'm really too familiar with his work. So to me, it means nothing. But that being said, I'm curious about the character that he's playing right now and sort of what his role of importance is going to be in the Star Wars universe going forward. If he's a Jedi, is that going to mean that he's going to have like some connection? Like, does he know of Luke Skywalker or Ahsoka Tano? Or like, was he trained, in the Order? Or was he, a Jedi like Ezra that was trained after? Like, there's a lot of questions that we have to answer. And again, I think that's one of the things going forward with this show that I am very curious about. And I think could set up for some interesting dynamics, especially with the kids being there as well. And then the kids played their role to perfections, man. Like, I thought they were very funny. I like that at least one of them is an alien. And yeah, I think that's really all I've got to say about it, you guys. But you guys got to let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this show. Coming off the first 2 episodes, what did you guys think about it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. Obviously, be respectful of everyone's opinions. That goes throughout, like, all my videos. It's okay to have disagreements. It's okay to have different opinions, but don't be a dick. That is going to wrap us up for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video with others to help support the channel, and I will see you guys next time.